Are you working just as hard, but somehow your money feels smaller every month? That's not in your head. Inflation is doing real damage behind the scenes. It's quietly shrinking what your income can actually buy. And it's turning financial security into a moving target. Here's the good news. You're not powerless. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a budget that doesn't just survive inflation, but actively fights back. A system that holds its ground no matter what the economy throws at it. And stay with me, because near the end of this video, I'll show you the single budgeting change that quietly freed up over £150 a month for me, without cutting my lifestyle. Quick note before we go further, this video isn't for people looking for a quick hack or a magic investment. It's for people who want a system that actually works when prices keep rising. If that's you, you're in the right place. Here's the uncomfortable truth about 2026. The old budgeting rules are broken. If you're still using percentages you set 2 or 3 years ago, that budget is already outdated. We're living in what I call a 0.25% economy. That's roughly the tiny amount of real growth most households are seeing after inflation is taken into account. Inflation isn't just a headline, it's a silent tax on every pound you earn. Here's what happened last week when I looked at my grocery receipt. The same basket of food that used to cost £60 was suddenly closer to £85. That difference, £25, is money that used to go towards savings, or investing, or simply feeling comfortable at the end of the month. Add fuel costs, energy bills, rent, and insurance, and it becomes clear why so many people feel stuck. This is why a static budget no longer works. Your budget has to move as fast as prices do. That means flexibility, and that flexibility starts by putting a high-yield savings account at the center of your entire system. Your first line of defense is your emergency fund. But we need to update how we think about it. The old advice said 3 to 6 months of expenses. Today, that is not enough. What you actually need is 3 to 6 months of inflation-adjusted expenses. Because if your monthly costs have risen by £200, your old emergency fund is already weaker. Earlier this year, I topped mine up by an extra £1,500 just to maintain the same level of security I had a year earlier. Where you keep that money matters. In early 2026, some regular saver accounts are offering rates as high as £7.50 for every £100 saved if you commit to monthly deposits. Most of my emergency fund sits in an easy access account earning around 4.5% for liquidity, while I funnel a fixed £300 a month into a high-interest regular saver. This setup covers the forgotten emergency, not just car repairs, but sudden price shocks. When an electricity bill jumps overnight, the interest your savings earn helps absorb the hit. Now let's talk about debt. Inflation usually brings higher interest rates with it, creating a hidden interest trap. If you're carrying credit card debt at 24% interest, inflation is hitting you twice. I moved my remaining balance onto a 0% balance transfer card with a 24-month window. Overnight, a debt that was costing me £40 a month in interest became a straight repayment of the balance itself. No interest drag, no inflation multiplier. The core of an inflation-proof budget is dynamic allocation. You need to look past broad categories. For me, high-speed internet used to feel like a luxury. Now that I work fully from home to avoid commuting costs, it's an essential. Instead of cutting aggressively, use substitution. I've shifted away from specific branded meats toward plant-based proteins and bulk-bought grains. They are far more resistant to price swings. Now we must talk about the loyalty tax. In 2026, many providers still bake mid-contract price rises into their terms, often inflation plus £3.99. I never let a contract roll over. Last month, I called my provider and mentioned a deal for £32 a month elsewhere. 10 minutes later, my bill dropped from £45 to £29. That £16 a month is nearly £200 a year back in my pocket. If your income has taken a hit, always ask about social tariffs. Some people qualify for broadband as low as £12 a month. Technology is your advantage. Budgeting apps in 2026 use open banking to track real-time price changes. I use one that alerts me when my regular coffee beans drop in price so I can stock up. Automation matters more than motivation. Set your accounts so your essentials are funded the moment your salary lands, and any surplus moves into savings before you even see it. Finally, you can't save your way to prosperity alone. To beat inflation, stay tax efficient. In the UK, basic rate taxpayers can earn £1,000 in interest tax-free, but with current rates, you might hit that limit fast. This is why I moved part of my savings into a cash ISA. I also watch for bracket creep. As wages rise, you can be pushed into a higher tax band. I countered this by increasing my pension contributions through salary sacrifice, which lowers my taxable income and gives me a government bonus through tax relief. Your budget is a living system. I review mine every month to adapt faster than prices change. So here's the challenge, the £10 hunt. Spend 30 minutes looking through your bank statements. Find just £10 of waste, a forgotten subscription, or a loyalty tax. Move that £10 into a high-yield account immediately. My single biggest change was treating savings like a bill that gets paid first, which freed up over £150 a month. If you want to see the exact high-yield savings accounts and cash ISAs I'm using in 2026, comment 2026 savings below and I'll send over the comparison. Inflation isn't going away, but staying ahead of it isn't luck, it's a system. Please like, share and subscribe, it helps the channel grow. Disclaimer: I am not a financial advisor. The content in this video is for informational and educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, investment or legal advice. Financial markets and tax rules, particularly in the UK, are subject to change. You should always conduct your own research or consult with a qualified professional before making any significant financial decisions. All figures and interest rates mentioned are based on early 2026 data and may vary depending on your individual circumstances.